All right, we are at Media Row, presented by Toyota, and we're lounging in our Lazy Boy recliners. Long live the lazy. I'm joined by the Hall of Famer, Patrick Willis. Patrick, so great to see you.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I must say, man, these lounge chairs are pretty comfortable. Man.
They are.
I was like, it feels a lot better than them regular seats, that's for sure.
I hear you're into bowling now.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
tell
sir.
me about this.
Yeah, I'm excited. Tomorrow is going down at Lucky Strikes. Myself, Doug Peterson, Tom Raffman, Jason Sehorn, Sean Alexander. We're going to be partnering up with attendees, and we're just going to be bowling. We're going to be competing. It's going to be an amazing time. All the proceeds go to the NFL Alumni Association and former players, so that's awesome. As well as, Go Bowling want people in America to know that they can have a free game of bowling, so you can go to gobowling.com and sign up and get you a free game of bowling. But, yeah, just looking forward to a great time and just giving back for a great cause.
Are you, competitive when you get on the lanes?
Yeah, it's one of those things where, as an athlete, anytime we can find a space to compete in, we always find that adrenaline just picks up and it just starts going. But I would say that it's been a while since I've played, but I'm confident that I think I can get to 150. I just got to get a couple games in, but I think I can get to 150.
Obviously everybody who plays in the NFL is competitive. You just talked about you're competitive with bowling. But when you look back at your career, what would you say made you the football player you were? So many guys play the game. So, but to separate yourself even at the highest possible level from so many others, what do you think what did that take? Why you, I guess is what I'm asking. Why were you so good?
I wish I could say there's things that I say that are beyond me, which is where the humility comes in. I just know that ever since I was a kid, I wanted to be special. And in order to be special, I noticed that you have to do extraordinary things. You have to be consistent at it, and you just gotta keep going at it. And so I say all to say, man, just being someone raised in church or whatnot, I was very faithful based, and so I say it's a combination of everything. It's not just one thing. It's just belief, determination, and really just wanting to make it out.
So you believed you could be special.
Yes.
Was there a point where you realized that not only did you believe you could be special, that you flat out were special?
I don't know if if it ever came into a realization. I think it kind of goes back to something I used to hear Harbaugh say, Coach Harbaugh say often. He's like, the longer it takes you to realize how good you are, the harder you will continue to work. And so that was for me, is that no matter what I did today that was good, I realized it was only good today, and tomorrow you got to go back out and do it all over again and be just as good that day as you were the day before. And so I think it was just a mindset. And then now I'm starting to think about it, I think it was just a fear also of failing. I just knew that coming from where I come from, man, I was like, I just got to make it. I just got to make it. I can't fail. I wanted to be a genius in the mind when it came to books and things, but I noticed there was something about sports that I could pick up a little bit more, and that I was like, okay. I'm like, how do I make my way in this world? I'm like, man, people talk about being a doctor, a lawyer, and I'm like, man, all those things sound amazing, but school is really hard for me. I don't know how people just pick up these books and learn it. Although now, I get it, but back then I didn't. And so, yeah, sports was that thing that I said, man, maybe this is the avenue that I can do. And I literally, in the 6th grade, I gave myself 2 options, but the second wasn't one. It was, I was going, by 29, I said, I'm going to give it everything I got into becoming a professional athlete. And if I do it right, then I should be able to retire. Because I was looking at my teacher, and he was 60, and he was talking about retiring, and my granddad then was 80, and I was like, wait a minute, he's 60, and he's talking about retiring, and he's and he's doing this job. I'm like, so if I can play football, if I can be a professional athlete, and I can make decent money, that means I can cut down that time and I can still have life to live. Because I didn't understand how you be 60 or 80 and you retire, and I feel like, man, you about to pass away? Like, that ain't enough time to enjoy life. So, and I say it was a lot of pieces that went into it or whatnot. But
you said something there. I'm going to try to kind of hone this down. You talked about the fear of failure. What's a bigger motivator, the fear of failure or the rewards that come with success? Or what's?
I think, man, that's good. I think it's both. I think when you're young, I think having that mindset of just not wanting to fail, wanting to make it, it's what I needed. And then now on this side, I'm able to relish in not failing and knowing like all the work that was like put in. So I think it's a double-edged. sword.
You're around the 49ers a lot. The Fred Warner, of course, missed most of the season with the injury. A lot of young guys stepped in. Can you kind of give me the state of the 49ers linebacker situation? What did you see from those guys like D. Winters and Tatum Bethune? And how do you feel? And I don't know how much you got to see Nick Martin. He was injured a lot. But how do you feel about the 49ers linebacker room?
Yeah. I mean, my first, I'm gonna say shout out to Coach Johnny Holland and KJ Wright for them everything they did this year, coaching those guys and having them ready each and every week. Fred is still All-Pro Fred. Had they won the game, I feel like he's gonna be ready to come back a week later. So there, I think they still got a middle linebacker who's right at his prime. Still playing good football, and then you have some other guys in Bethune who I didn't realize it was only his second year, but for him to step in and get the football reps that he got, I think that was huge. I think that was huge for his development. And then you have D. Winters who had a solid year, but I think there's still much room for improvement on his behalf. And then you have young Nick. He got injured. Was trying to find his way. We always say that you're still a rookie until after your second game or whatnot. And so for him, he's still battling in like that rookie. Still being a rookie. You get reps. Repetition is what gets you better. And so I still think he's going to grow as well. I mean, he has an off season to really lock in. Especially after not playing the second half of the season. I feel like that's going to be motivation for him to really like come in and be ready to go. So I say all to say they still got a leader in the coaching staff. Again, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about the coaching staff other than I did hear they just hired Raheem Morris. Yeah. So I don't know what that means as far as linebacker coaching goes. But they still have their All-Pro in Fred Warner, and those guys look up to him. They respect him, and so I think as long as they have him and they have guys that have the will to want to, I think you can work with that. Will they need to add some more pieces?
Maybe.
Maybe not. It just kind of depends. But I let John and them have those hard conversations. So,
Patrick, always a pleasure to catch up with you, and nothing but strikes and spares. Okay.
Hey, I appreciate it. I'm going for it.
Okay.